You're spending so much money and so much time in your life going to get this degree, and it's really important to know how to use this opportunity strategically to get what you want. Hey dancers, I'm Kirsten. Welcome back to the Confident Dancer YouTube channel. Today I'm going to make a video about essential things I think every dancer needs to know if you are considering going to college for dance. College or university, I'm going to use those terms interchangeably. I know a lot of people who don't live in the US just say university, so anyway, just a little disclaimer. But if you don't know me, by the way, I'm a mindset coach for dancers, and basically what that means is I specialize in helping dancers with the mental side of dance, such as overcoming things like self-doubt, perfectionism, performance anxiety, self-doubt. Did I already say self-doubt? Probably. I've been talking for a long time, filming these batch filming videos, but anyway, that's a bit about what I do now. But before that, I danced professionally, and before that, I graduated from the University of Utah with a BFA in ballet and a minor in business administration. So I do enjoy getting to help dancers through that decision of, is going to college for dance a good fit for me? What are some things I need to know? Because you guys, I really respect that going to college for dance is an incredible opportunity, but it's also a huge investment of money and time. And I think this is not something to just go into blindly and be like, oh yeah, it's just good to have a degree, so I'll go get one. No. You are spending years of your life and so much money unless you like have an absolute full ride for everything, which is rare. You're spending so much money and so much time in your life going to get this degree, and it's really important to know how to use this opportunity strategically to get what you want out of your experience of getting a degree. So this is for you, of course, if you're considering going to college for dance, but also this is definitely for you if you are currently in a college or university dance program. It is not too late for you to definitely benefit from some of the insights I have to share as someone who's not only been through that experience myself and gotten great things out of my experience, but I've also watched a lot of dancers not have such great experiences. And from learning from that, and even I've worked with a lot of dancers as a coach who are either contemplating going to college for dance or they're in a program currently. And I've even gone back to my own alma mater, the University of Utah, go Utes, to do speaking engagements, and I've even done a week-long residency working with the dancers there. So I'm pretty in touch with like some things that I think really work for dancers who have a great experience, and also what doesn't work. So I really want to share very candidly in this video some things, like I said, that I think every dancer needs to know in order to have a great experience that results in, I'm assuming this is what you want, that results in a great job in the dance field professionally, you know, whether that's ballet, commercial dance, even things like musical theater or contemporary. So anyway, let's get into the points. The first thing that I think every dancer needs to know before going to college for dance is to remember this motto: it is what you make it. Or to rephrase it, you will get out of it what you put into it. Okay, I'm so thankful that my mom told me that motto throughout my whole life. It helped me so much in my university experience, especially because going and getting a degree in anything is something that I think the average person really needs to be mindful of their mindset about that. Why do I say that? Because I know so many people who think about and talk about getting a degree like it's just valuable to have one. Like it's just good to have. Like, you know, it's just good to spend tens and tens and tens of thousands of dollars and be in massive debt in multiple years of your life to get a piece of paper just because it's good to have, you know? That's kind of the way I hear some people talking about going to university and getting a degree. And though I know that's maybe an extreme thing to say, and not everyone thinks that way, I do want to call out this mentality and share one with you that I found to be extremely beneficial in my experience at the University of Utah. So how do we use this point, it is what you make it, or what do we do with this little mantra? So essentially what I mean by this point is it is incredibly important to go into your degree path or your program and think, how do I make every aspect of this experience work for me? And also to stay outcome oriented in your mindset throughout the whole time is super, super important. So often, and I was guilty of this at various times, I focus so much on getting all the perfect grades. And one thing that I wish I did differently, even though I think in some ways I use this point very much to my advantage, sometimes I got so wrapped up in focusing on getting great grades that I kind of forgot, embarrassingly, that no ballet company was going to ask me for my GPA. You know, they were going to watch me dance and see, was the proof in the pudding or not? Okay, so when I say this point of stay outcome oriented in your thinking and remember that the path is what you make it, it's to remember that every single class you take, it's not just about checking off a box and trying to get a good grade. It's about using each class, each performance, each opportunity that you get while you're at that college or university and asking yourself, how can I use this experience to make me into a more marketable dancer when I go out there and audition? How can I use this to make me a much more qualified candidate if you're getting a double major or something like that and you want to go interview for jobs outside of dance and prepare yourself for a second career path? Just having a diploma that says Bachelor of Arts in Ballet Performance or Business Administration major, just because you have that degree path doesn't mean someone's eventually, when you get into an interview, will look at that piece of paper and go, oh, you did that? You're hired. That's probably not going to happen. What will happen is you have to demonstrate your skills and what kind of person you are and how you are to work with. These are skills that need to be developed within you through your experience at the college or university. And that doesn't happen by accident. I watched lots of dancers float through their classes as if showing up was the point. Just showing up and then just finishing the classes and just graduating would like make them into the kind of dancer who would get a job after you graduate. And that's not how it works. So you have to literally make it work for you. You gotta make it work for you. I could repeat that all day. Sometimes I just wanna like shake people and be like, just by having a degree, it's not gonna really do anything for you. You have to use every class to help you develop certain skills, and you gotta go out there and network and do all sorts of things. Anyway, take full advantage of how the program is meant to develop you and your skill set. Don't just rely on the label of like, I got a diploma to get you what you want after the program. And staying results or outcome oriented throughout all of your time in the program is going to be super, super important. And what I mean by that is just remembering constantly, what am I here to get out of this experience? Is it a job? What kind of job? What will I have to, how will I have to dance, or what skills will I have to be a great option for that kind of company to hire me? Stay focused on what you were ultimately there to get out of the program. Don't just do it just to do it. The second thing I think every dancer needs to know is that it is absolutely essential, in my experience, to come into the program with an outside perspective of what is going on in the broader dance world and what is the caliber of dancer that you'll need to be in order to be a marketable option for these companies that you eventually want to get out of school and audition for, you know? So when I say it's important to come into the degree with an outside perspective, what I mean by that is, as much as you can, educate yourself on what and expose yourself to what is going on in the bigger dance world. Go to workshops, go to different auditions, even if you don't really you're not really looking for a long-term professional contract. Like, go out there and practice auditioning to see what kind of dancers show up. How do these auditions go? Practice getting comfortable doing them. Things like that go such a long way to help you come back into your classes in the little college and university bubble and be like, oh, I could be getting straight A's here, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going to be a massive success in the world outside of this little bubble. Like, it's great to get straight A's and all that, but ultimately you have to have a perspective of how is this experience going to translate out there, because believe me, one of the valuable things about going to a college or university dance program is that it can be this really comforting and like nurturing little bubble to live in, where yes, you get outside instructors, guest choreographers coming in, and I'd say that's actually a really good trait to look for in a program that you're considering. Make sure that they do have really great repertoire that you perform every school year, and that you're getting guest choreographers in. How many guest instructors do they bring in for workshops and classes every semester? That's going to be a really good sign that the program is good at staying relevant and staying connected to the outside dance world, because like I was starting to say, one of the great things, but also the not great things at the same time of some of these programs, is they become this little bubble where it's like I said, very comforting and nurturing. Comforting because you're familiar with everybody, you know everybody. It can be like a family dynamic, and that was really, really fun for me personally. And it was also nurturing in that I had a lot of the same professors for 3 years, and that was really cool to have them consistent in my journey and to have their continued support, and to, yeah, just have them help me grow and to watch me grow. I thought that was really, really cool. And by the way, I said 3 years because I did graduate early. I've talked about that in some of the videos in the playlist I'll link below. That was a great decision for me personally. Maybe I'll mention it a bit in this video. But anyway, it was a very nurturing experience, and for me personally, I needed that because I had just come from the Houston Ballet Academy before going to the University of Utah, and that was a super high pressure and for me very stressful environment to be in. And I've talked about this many times, especially when I've been interviewed on other podcasts. Part of my story is I actually really needed a healing experience after that. My confidence was at an all-time low. I just felt really like run flat after my time there, and I needed to feel like I was in this nurturing environment where it was safe to make mistakes and it was safe to experiment and, you know, come out of my shell and believe in myself again. So the university experience I had was actually tremendously valuable for that reason. But so I say that because that's like the positive side of the nurturing bubble. But what can be detrimental about that is I saw some of my peers who didn't have that outside experience of being in classes with other dancers who would later become like the ballet stars of our current era. Literally, some of my classmates from Houston Ballet are like principals in really good companies, and they've been on the cover of various dance magazines. So anyway, that was where I was coming from. And so I had that outside perspective of like, okay, I know that once I go out in the big bad world after this, I know that's what I'm going to be going into. Some of my classmates didn't have that, so they might have felt very comfortable and very happy in the university program, but they didn't have the outside experience to be able to be like, wait, maybe the rest of the dance world isn't like this. Maybe I need to hold myself to higher standards than I'm being held to by my classes or my professors. Or maybe just because you're getting good grades, that doesn't mean that your straight A's there, again, are going to translate into a job later. See, I had the perspective to say like, all right, even if I'm, doing really well here, I still know how I need to be dancing and like what the level I need to be at is. I know what that level is that I need to be at by like junior, senior year. So I was pushing myself extra, and some of my classmates were getting very comfy, cozy because they were just doing just fine in the program. So that's why I think it's super important to take every opportunity you can before and during your university experience. Like go to summer intensives, go to auditions, get out as much as you can. Expose yourself, educate yourself, learn, make connections so that you have that mentality in your classes of like, I'm not here to just get straight A's here. I'm here in this program to prepare myself for that out there. My third point is about double majoring, getting a minor, or basically studying something else in addition to dance in order to expand your career options after or during or after your dance career. So a lot of dancers, myself included, see this as one of the main reasons why they want to go get a degree. And they get a degree in dance, but they want to study something else. And this was the case for me too, because I knew, you know what, I could spend a lot less money just going and training somewhere pre-professionally, but that wouldn't give me a degree or a college experience. So I knew I wanted the experience and how that could develop me as a person, and I also knew I wanted the opportunity to get educated in something beyond dance and to have proof of that so that it could hopefully open the door for another career path later on. So a lot of dancers have this mentality. I think it's fair. However, a couple things I want to say about getting another degree. Number one, understand that, and I wish someone was honest with me about this earlier, getting a double major, it is possible. Not in all dance programs. Some dance programs don't allow it because it doesn't fit with the schedule in the dance department. My university, the University of Utah, did allow it. However, I didn't recognize that in order to double major, oftentimes you have to stay, sometimes not always, longer than 4 years. Not always. But then if you try to fit 2 degrees in 4 years, you do end up compromising both degree paths. Like you can't quite get everything out of each individual degree that it has to offer you because your schedule is too full. Or sometimes it's just not really possible without really sacrificing 1 degree path for a whole semester. And for dance, that's really significant because if you can't take dance classes, you get out of shape, you know? And especially if that is falling around your junior, senior year and you're preparing for auditions, that is a big risk to take. Or if you're dancing and you're trying to do another degree path, you're not going to have as much time for some rehearsals or student choreography opportunities or cross-training to really maximize your potential as a dancer. So my solution I'd like to offer you for this challenge is to really make full use of your academic advisors. So many students ignore their academic advisors and they just, meet with them for maybe the mandatory meeting to just like check it off. But believe me, my academic advisor literally changed my life because I took the meeting seriously. It was incredible. And there are usually multiple academic advisors that you can choose from. One I met with, 1 or 2 were good, but they didn't really help me as much as another one that I found. So meet with a couple of them, okay? And the value and benefit of meeting with your advisors is you can talk to them about your goals for what you want to do after graduation. And they can connect you with different resources, like career resources, to test out, like, do you actually want a career that this second degree will lead to? If so, if not, don't waste your time. Like, you need to get some experience with an internship or talking with people who actually have a job that you're interested in. Getting connected with alumni from another, like, let's say a business degree program to see how are they doing, what kind of jobs do they have, how did they get that job. Like, you need to expose yourself to what you actually, again, can get out of that degree, and so you can decide if you want to spend your time and money doing that second degree. And then the other thing that was so life-changing for me about meeting with my advisor is I was able to talk about the other career path that I was interested in, and my advisor, God bless Brent, he was amazing, okay? Changed my life. And how he did that was, you're spending so much money and so much time in your life going to get this degree, and it's really important to know how to use this opportunity strategically to get what you want. He looked at my bigger goals, he looked at my GPA, he got to know me as a person and what I was looking for. And he helped me to discover an option that I literally didn't know was possible. He said, look, even if you get a degree in finance, in addition to your ballet degree, undergraduates with that kind of degree, just a bachelor's degree in finance, they still need to go get a master's in finance to get the kind of job that you're saying you want. And here's the thing, he was aware that most master's programs for finance specifically, he was aware that a lot of them actually don't require that you have a degree in finance before going into the master's program. They just require a few simple prerequisite classes. And actually for finance specifically, a lot of those programs are looking for people with unique and interesting backgrounds, as long as they have the intellect and interpersonal skill sets to have that drive, learn, and eventually be good at the career. So since he was aware of all these things I wasn't aware of, he said, look, with how many business classes you've already taken and with your GPA and with your communication skills as a person, I think that you should consider just stopping short and getting a minor in business. You can graduate literally a whole year early with the amount of credits that you already have, and you can just focus on doing the prerequisite classes for these master's programs. And he had me research what programs I might be interested in. And he said, it's really the people who get a master's in finance are getting these kinds of jobs that you want. And you could just go straight to that. So as long as you have the prereqs and talk to the people who are the heads of those programs now, as I was literally like at the end of my freshman year, and he had the foresight to tell me, go meet with those people and explore if that's a program you would actually want to do. Because of his advice, I got to meet with the head of this great finance program who expressed a lot of interest. He literally sat down with me for it was like an hour and a half, and gave me so much life advice. And because of that, because of Brent's advice, my academic advisor, I was able to graduate with an incredible GPA 1 year early, start dancing professionally a year earlier than I would have otherwise. And I've been talking for so long, I don't know if I already said this, but I saved so much money not going to college for an extra year, and I finished being able to still be prepared for the same career outcome as if I had, the same as if I had spent another year at the university and gotten another undergraduate degree. It would have led me the same way. So make use of your academic advisors, okay? And the other thing I was pointing at is, again, be outcome oriented. Get as much experience as you can with people who are actually doing the alternative careers or the second career path you want to explore, so you can see before taking all the classes, before doing the degree, is this actually what you want to do? Do internships. The friends I have who got a good second job that wasn't related to dance after university were the ones who did internships in the summer, or they volunteered, or they were in different student organizations. And honestly, depending on what kind of career path you want to do, this isn't going to apply for everybody. It's really helpful to, instead of prioritizing just getting another degree, another certificate, what stands out to a lot of potential employers is experience that you already have. So if you could show, I was a leader in this organization, I volunteered here, I got this internship, sometimes it's more valuable than just, I got a communications degree and this GPA like everybody else, So it's the experience that not only helps you clarify what you actually want to do and what degree you want to get, but it also will help set you up for that other job. So these are things I really wish I knew. The last thing I will say, I know this video is getting long because I get so passionate about this subject, is to network. While you are in college, use this as an opportunity to network. So how do you do that? Number one, start with the people you already are connected with. Develop really good relationships with all of your professors. Even if you don't like their classes, okay? Hear me out. Even if you don't love their classes, be an exemplary student. Be a person of integrity. Do as much as you can on your part to establish a good professional relationship with them. Don't be afraid to go up to your professors and ask them advice, ask them questions, ask to schedule an extra meeting to review your career goals and see if they have any insights. Or I scheduled additional meetings with a few of my professors, and they literally helped me to decide what companies to audition for. I got the job that I did, and that company wasn't actually even on my radar. And I got that job because obviously I auditioned, but I only auditioned because one of my professors was like, hey, you are at a similar level as these other two dancers. that dance for this company, they really like it there. They're having a very positive experience, and I actually think that you might be an even more qualified candidate for dancing in that company. So you should just try it. I think you would have a good chance at getting in there. I was like, okay, whatever. So I did. I got the job. Isn't that wild? It wasn't on my radar, but I met with my teachers outside of class to set up space to ask them those questions, okay? So because I also developed a good relationship with my instructors, I actually, once I started this new career that I've been doing for almost 6 years now of mindset coaching for dancers, and I coach dancers individually, and I also speak to groups. Since I started doing that, I actually maintained a connection with my professors, and I let them know about my career change. They were very supportive, and I also let them know about my speaking services. They were one of the first, not the first, but one of the first universities to hire me to speak. And initially, to be honest, I did it for free, but then I was able to do it as a paid opportunity every year after that. Because I developed a great relationship with my professors and I was able to come back to them and we had that mutual respect. They were like, I don't know what this mindset coaching thing is. You know, it was a very new thing at the time, but like, I really like you and your positive attitude. So sure, let's try this out. And it opened so many doors that years later even led to a week-long residency that I had at the University of Utah, which was last year. And that was incredible. And now it sets a precedent on my resume where I have experience doing residencies and I can do that anywhere else. Amazing. So not only did I maintain that network in the school, but also with my peers. And this isn't just for talking about my second career, but even in dance. Because I had a good network within the student body as well, I was able to keep in touch with people and be like, hey, I saw you're dancing at that company. I'm considering auditioning there. How do you like it? And they'd be like, I hate it, so toxic, don't go. And that really helped me out. So you can also, I also have a friend who was on my YouTube channel a while back, Catherine Epping. I love her. You gotta go scroll, look at our video together, Catherine Epping. And she and I were friends when we were in college. And I talked to her and she said she actually got the job that with the company she's currently dancing at now as a principal. She loves it there. She's having such a great experience. I'm so happy for her. And she's loving her life where she lives. She got that job because of a connection that she made. I don't know if it was directly from our university. I don't think it was, but she used the power of networking anyway. I think when there was like a guest choreographer at this other company she was at, she built a good relationship with them. They remembered her and asked her to come audition, and that's how she got her current job. So all that to say, universities are a great place to network, not only for dance, but also for any other career that you are interested in. So it's really about who you know. So don't just go in a little hole and either just try to have fun or just obsessively focus on straight A's. Believe me, one of the saddest facts of my life, not literally sad, but I find it so hilarious, is that I personally spent so much energy obsessing over a 4.0 every semester, and guess how many people ask me what my GPA is? Almost no one. Who cares? Actually, no one. No one. And so in the end I realized, it doesn't matter that much. Okay, that's another thing. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole, but it's like, does a GPA matter in some aspects? Absolutely. Absolutely. I have no regrets about having a fabulous GPA. But at the same time, I do have regrets about obsessing over it so much as if that would be life-changing for me and everyone would care that I had a 3.986 or whatever. No one asked, okay? After I left college, no one asked. Maybe in some careers, yes, they will ask. But anyway, it's about who you know, who you're connected with, and how they feel about you that can really open doors and change your life after in college or out of college. So dancers, I hope this was really helpful. I know it's a long video, but please let me know what you think down below. And feel free to connect with me on Instagram. Kirsten_the Confident Dancer is my Instagram handle. If you have more questions, or you can type them in the comments below. I'm more likely to respond if it's a DM on Instagram. But anyway, again, if you'd like individual support with the mental side of dance, definitely check out my mindset coaching services. theconfidentdancer.com is where you can learn more about the Confident Dancer coaching program. That's really where I help dancers get that individualized support and the targeted tools to master the mindset of optimum performance and overcome a lot of the mental blocks that so many dancers experience. And additionally, in that one-on-one support, there is an opportunity for some mentorship as well. So if you are like, okay, I need to really develop a confident mindset, but also I need a little career guidance, that's also an option to include that in the Confident Dancer coaching program. So definitely check that out if that's of interest to you, and I appreciate you for watching until the end. Thanks, and I'll see you next week. Bye.